Welcome back to Joe Stunner Boxing. Japanese boxing is flying, as you may know. Lots and lots of talent. I can't think of a bigger or a better era for Japanese boxing in the history of the sport. It's really crammed with talent, massive talent. I mean, if you go, we know all about the bantamweights and the super bantamweights, Nakatani and Inoue, but there's other terrific fighters floating around those lower weights, and they almost always fight in Japan. But one who doesn't, in fact, one who spent his whole career fighting in the United States is Katsuma Akitsugi. Okay, now this guy is undefeated. And he came into his fight with the veteran Vincent Astrolabio with 13 wins, no draws and no defeats. Only 3 KOs coming in. He's 28 years of age, he's a southpaw. And you could say, yeah, he's probably in his prime. And he looked very good against Astrolabio, the veteran. Astrolabio came in with 20 wins, 15 KOs, 5 defeats, 2 by stoppage. About 16, 18 months ago, he was blown away by Junto Nakatani in a round. In 2023, 2.5 years ago maybe, he lost a majority decision to Jason Maloney. That was for the vacant WBO bantamweight title, and that was his only world title shot, I think. He does have a win over Guillermo Rigondeaux, who was past his best. That was a 10-round unanimous decision, quite a competitive fight. Rigondeaux was on the floor, actually, I think, in the 8th round, but he was past his best. But a lot of people thought Rigondeaux won that fight. I don't know. I can't remember much about it. I know I didn't feel particularly aggrieved by the decision, but anyway. The point is that he's seen better days, Astrolabio, and he had absolutely nothing going his way against Akitsugi, who bounced him off the canvas many times like a basketball. Let me count now. There was a knockdown, I think, in the 2nd. Was it 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th, and then finally in the 7th? And you might think, well, you just said that Akitsugi's only got 3 KOs in 13 wins. Where's all this power coming from? Quite simply, this was a clinic in body punching from the southpaw against the orthodox Astrolabio. Beautiful body punching. And the worth of body punching, it just shows the sort of dividends it can pay. You know, great performance by Akitsugi. He just chopped to the body relentlessly, and don't get me wrong, he was punched to the head as well. But he is such a precise puncher, and punch selection is very impressive. And he doesn't try to knock you out in the sense that he doesn't load up on his punches. He goes for the precision, and he hasn't had many, like I say, he's not had many knockouts, but I'm quite surprised. Because this guy's hurtful. Maybe he's discovered that little Allen key, that key to the door, and that is body punching. Maybe we're going to see more of that, because usually he gets taken the decision. Although it has to be said, this is I think it's his 4th stoppage or knockout in his last 5 fights, or was it 3 and 4? But anyway, his power seems to be increasing. So I don't know. But he's spent his whole career in California, in training in America. I don't know why, but look, he absolutely battered Astrolabio. And Astrolabio, no quitting the guy at all. I mean, he's 28 years old now. He's probably as good as he's going to get. But he didn't quit, and even in he suffered knockdowns in the 4th round. He got him in the 5th round. He was still swinging, still trying to win, and he actually cut. There was a cut over the Japanese fella's eye, but Akitsugi, to his credit, didn't seem that bothered by it. He just went, stuck to his boxing, carried on. There was no panic at all. You saw him in the corner. He was wincing as they were treating the cut. It was sort of below the eyebrow and just sort of between the eyebrow and the eyelid. The blood it would have been coming in his eye, but he wasn't that fussed. And he just went about his business and got the job done. And even though he's, you wouldn't say out in the wilderness, but even though he's taken that different route rather than base himself in Japan, this guy's got to get a world title shot soon. To make no mistake about it, he's in the mix for honors, for world honors, and they'll probably take him over to Japan to fight one of his countrymen, and it wouldn't surprise me if being in America, being out of the way, being away from the pack, actually pays dividends further down the line, because they might bring him in and suddenly he might end up conquering a few more people than perhaps others are at the moment noticing. This fight, by the way, was on Pro Box TV, free to air, with terrific commentary from Chris Algieri and Paulie Malignaggi. But yeah, this was, again, if you're not watching Pro Box TV, you're missing out, because it's free. Why wouldn't you be watching it? So go and have a look at it. This was impressive, very impressive by Akitsugi against a guy, yes, seen better days, but a game guy who's going to give you work. I think Astrolabio is now that sort of world-class gatekeeper type who'll give you problems but probably won't beat you if you're at world level. But yeah, very, very impressed. Very, very impressed with Akitsugi. So let me know what you think. And please leave whatever opinions you have down below. I'll have a read of them. If you like this video, click the like button, that little like thing, and join us. Subscribe to the channel. Join Joe Stunner Boxing. We have videos for you virtually every day. And yeah, enjoy your weekend then. I'll catch you later. Let me know what you think. Bye for now.